3 reasons Bitcoin price can hit $40,000 in November, while investors move $20,000 into Bitcoin ETF token ICO. Im class equals align on sizeful WP image 128,013 SRC equals https://cryptonews. com/WP content /upload /2023/11/1,689,363,068 to name 2023 11 7 131 652 635. PNG alt equals with equals 1600 height equals 882 SRC set equals https://cryptonews. com/WP content /upload /2023/11/1,689,363,068 to name 2023 11 7 131 652 635. PNG 1 or 60 0 https://cryptonews. com/WP content /upload /2023/11/1,689,363,068 to name 2023 11 7 131 652 635 300 PNG 300 WA https://cryptonews. com/WP content /upload /2023/11/1,689,363,068 to name 2023 11 7 131 652 635 1924 564. PNG 1 24 WA https://cryptonews. com/WP content /upload /2023/11/1,689,363,068 to name 2023 11 7 131 652 635 768 x 423. PNG https://cryptonews. com/WP content /upload /2023/11/1,689,363,068 to name 2023 11 7 131 652 635 536 847. PNG 536 with sizes equals max width 1600 x 100 W 1600 x Tuesday, November 7, 2023. The Bitcoin price can hit $40,000 in November for 3 reasons, making the Bitcoin ETF token a must-buy at ICO for those who want exposure to the Bitcoin ETF theme. Bitcoin halving, the launch of a spot Bitcoin ETF, and the Bitcoin digital gold thesis are the 3 factors converging to send the top cryptocurrency's price to $40,000 this month and possibly into the $60,000s early next year. An expected bull run that accompanies the Bitcoin halving cycles has probably already begun, providing the first major reason for the doubling in the price of Bitcoin since its near-term lows printed in November last year. The logarithmic price chart below showing the previous Bitcoin halving epochs illustrates the powerful price-positive driver that accompanies the reduction of the Bitcoin block reward. In April 2024, the reward halves from 6.25 to 3.125 Bitcoin per block mined. Im class equals align on sizeful WP image 128,014 SRC equals https://cryptonews. com/WP content /upload /2023/11/1,689,363,094 name 2023 11 7 131 703 009. PNG alt equals with equals 1600 height equals 900 SRC set equals https://cryptonews. com/WP content /upload /2023/11/1,689,363,094 name 2023 11 7 131 703 009. PNG 1600 WA https://cryptonews. com/WP content /upload /2023/11/1,689,363,094 name 2023 11 7 131 703 300 x 169. PNG 300 WA https://cryptonews. com/WP content /upload /2023/11/1,689,363,094 name 2023 11 7 131 703 924 x 576. PNG 1924 https://cryptonews. com/WP content /upload /2023/11/1,689,363,094 name 2023 11 7 131 703 768 x 432. PNG 768 WA https://cryptonews. com/WP content/upload/2023/11/1,689,363,094 name 2023 11 7 137 PNG 1536 with sizes equals max width 1600x 100 w 1600x / best way to position your portfolio for stellar returns for when a spot Bitcoin ETF is approved. However, a second reason for bullish sentiment returning to the market is undoubtedly the narrowing odds that the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) will approve a spot Bitcoin ETF as soon as January next year. In anticipation, traders have already started diverting their cash into Bitcoin derivative coins such as the Bitcoin ETF token $BTCF in order to be ready for the approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF. Traders are incentivized to buy the $BTCF token in the pre-sale through the ecosystem staking feature. At the time of writing, more than $3 million BTCF tokens have been staked, earning an astronomical annual percentage yield APY of 10,000 plus. The yield will taper lower as more funds are deposited into the staking smart contract. IM class equals align on sizeful WP image 128,015 SRC equals HTTPS //cryptonews com/WP content/upload/2023/11/1,689,363,226 name 2023 11 7 1,317 7,219 PNG all equals width equals 1600 height equals 788 SRC set equals HTTPS //cryptonews com/WP content/upload/2023/11/1,689,363,226 name 2023 11 7 1,317 7,219 PNG 1600 w HTTPS //cryptonews com/WP content/upload/2023/11/1,689,363,226 name 2023 11 7 1,317 7,219-300x 150 PNG 300 w HTTPS //cryptonews com/WP content/upload/2023/11/1,689,363,226 name 2023 11 7 1,317 7,219-1,924 x 511 PNG 1,924 HTTPS //cryptonews com/WP content/upload/2023/11/1,689,363,226 name 2023 11 7 1,317 7,219-768 x 383 PNG 768 w HTTPS //cryptonews com/WP content/upload/2023/11/1,689,363,226 name 2023 11 7 1,317 7,219-83 x 40 PNG 83 HTTPS //cryptonews com/WP content/upload/2023/11/1,689,363,226 name 2023 11 7 1,317 7,219-1,536 x 766 PNG 1,536 with sizes equals max width 1600x 100 w 1600x / burn mechanism tied to real-world events such as trading volume and spot Bitcoin ETF approval and launch dates. Bitcoin ETF token launches with a 5% burn mechanism on all transactions. Up to 25% of the total token supply is eligible to be burned. Ingeniously, the burn mechanism is tied to real-world events related to spot Bitcoin ETF news flow, where milestones such as approval and launch dates and the level of assets under management AUM trigger burn events. For instance, when the trading volume of $BTCF reaches $100 million, the transaction tax reduces from 5% to 4%. There are other clever milestones, such as when the first spot Bitcoin ETF is approved, the sales tax reduces from 4% to 3%. If you are looking to ride the enthusiasm surrounding the hottest investment in crypto right now, Bitcoin ETF token is the best way to get your portfolio positioned for when the SEC approves the first spot Bitcoin ETF. Bitcoin ETF token has a total supply of 2.1 billion, 2 billion, 100 million. The project's website has a helpful newsfeed to keep you up to date with all the news related to Bitcoin ETFs and the Bitcoin price. The $BTCF token is the best way to play the spot Bitcoin ETF theme. The token isn't for sale now and only costs 5 cents. There is a hard cap total of just under $5 million, with the pre-sale divided into 10 price stages, so investors need to buy today to lock in the lowest possible prices. Bitcoin is digital gold, and Bitcoin ETF token is a cheap way of getting in on the action. Our third reason why Bitcoin can hit $40,000 in November is the persistent attractiveness of Bitcoin as a store of value. The digital gold narrative is coming to the fore once more. Again, purchasing Bitcoin ETF token is a way of gaining exposure to this third leg of the bull case for Bitcoin. There's nothing like war and economic uncertainty to stir the pot for gold bullion, and Bitcoin is arguably a more portable and divisible version of that asset with similar investable properties, but without the custodial costs required to store it in a vault. ARK Invest founder Cathie Wood outlined the digital gold case for Bitcoin in a recent Bloomberg interview. Just in, Cathie Wood says Bitcoin is digital gold. On the Marin Talks Money podcast, the CEO and founder of ARK Investment Management says she would bet on Bitcoin rather than gold or cash to safeguard against the possibility of deflation in the coming decade. Source: pic Twitter.com/34FSIZOX. Titan of Crypto at Washigorier on November 3, 2023 with Bitcoin ETF token. There is no expense ratio fee deductions you see with ETFs. Also worth mentioning is the fact that buying the Bitcoin ETF token is a cheaper way to gain exposure to the Bitcoin value proposition via an actual spot Bitcoin ETF. ETFs come with management fees, although the total expense ratio, the percentage of returns deducted for fees, is usually less than 1%, making ETFs cheaper than mutual funds. The expenses can still add up to a lot of money, especially for bigger pots. When you buy $BTC tokens, you pay a one-off amount to cover the gas fees on Ethereum, as opposed to having to fork out an ongoing annual percentage charge. There is also no pesky tracking error when the underlying asset and the ETF price diverge slightly to worry about, as there is with exchange-traded funds. Dollar losing its luster, Bitcoin gaining a shine, and it's programmable too. Those are the three major reasons, but there are other positives associated with the macroeconomic backdrop and Bitcoin protocol fundamentals. On that, the waning power of the dollar and sticky inflation make a disinflationary asset like Bitcoin a great portfolio diversifier, even if that wasn't really apparent when inflation first returned as a top concern for policymakers. The chart below shows the dollar index, dollar weighted against other leading internationally traded currencies against the Bitcoin price. Class equals align on Sizeful WP image 128,016. SRC equals https://cryptonews.com/WP content/upload/2023/11/1,689,363,287 name 2023 11/7/1917 PNG alt equals with equals 1600 height equals 937 SRC set equals https://cryptonews.com/WP content/upload/2023/11/1,689,363,287 name 2023 11/7/1917 11/994 PNG 1600 WA https://cryptonews.com/WP content/upload/2023/11/1,689,363,287 name 2023 11/7/1917 11/994-300x176 PNG 300 WA https://cryptonews.com/WP content/upload/2023/11/1,689,363,287 name 2023 11/7/1917 11/994-1924x600 PNG 1 or 2 4 WA https://cryptonews.com/WP content/upload/2023/11/1,689,363,287 name 2023 11/7/1917 11/994-768x450 PNG 76 8 WA https://cryptonews.com/WP content/upload/2023/11/1,689,363,287 name 2023 11/7/1917 11/994-19536x900 PNG 1536 with sizes equals max width 1600x100 WA 1600x/ at the protocol level. Developments around NFT ordinals demonstrated the flexibility of Bitcoin as a programmable form of M that is practically and theoretically able to adapt and evolve. Despite the much talked about governance drawbacks that have previously slowed progress, the hype around inscriptions, which allowed block space to be used for unintended and novel purposes such as storing NFTs, showed what is possible. Even if you are doubtful of the value proposition of NFT ordinals, their existence proves the point about the revolutionary extensibility of Bitcoin. Transactions surged on the Bitcoin blockchain when ordinals innovation began, leading to criticism in some quarters that they were clogging up the chain and pressuring transaction fees higher. Nevertheless, it showed the innovative possibilities of the Bitcoin protocol in contrast to the sterility of non-programmable fiat money. How spot Bitcoin ETF approval can propel the Bitcoin price to $60,000 going into 2024. Class equals align on sizeful WP image 128,017 SRC equals https://cryptonews.com/WP content/upload/2023/11/1,689,363,318 and name 2023 11 7 131 716 150 PNG alt equals with equals 1600 height equals 937 SRC set equals https://cryptonews.com/WP content/upload/2023/11/1,689,363,318 and name 2023 11 7 131 716 150 PNG 1600 WA https://cryptonews.com/WP content/upload/2023/11/1,689,363,318 and name 2023 11 7 131 716 150 300 x 176 PNG 300 WA https://cryptonews.com/WP content/upload/2023/11/1,689,363,318 and name 2023 11 7 131 716 151 924 600 PNG 1024 WA https://cryptonews.com/WP content/upload/2023/11/1,689,363,318 and name 2023 11 7 131 716 150 768 x 450 PNG 768 WA https://cryptonews.com/WP content/upload/2023/11/1,689,363,318 and name 2023 11 7 131 716 151 536 900 PNG 1536 with sizes equals max width 1600 x 100 WA 1600 x/ having re-established itself around the $35,000 level. Traders are looking at upside Bitcoin price targets between $47,000 and $60,000 going into 2024. If the price stays within its current ascending channel, then it will hit $40,000 in January. But the Bitcoin price could blast off in January because it is on the 10th of that month that the deadline for an SEC decision on whether to approve the ARK21 shares Bitcoin ETF comes round. An approval could see the price break out of the identified channel and arc higher on a trajectory to $47,000 where it will likely meet some resistance that formed at that level in April 2022. Assuming Bloomberg intelligence analysts who have nailed their math to a 90% probability of a spot Bitcoin ETF being approved are correct, then a steady flow of other approvals will follow, including the big one, BlackRock's iShares Bitcoin Trust ETF. BlackRock is the largest asset manager in the world. Fueling the speculation and the contention that an approval is inevitable was the inclusion of the iShares fund in the eligibility file of the DTCC Depository Trust and Clearing Corporation Clearing House, which handles post-trade settlement for U.S. financial markets. Although the iShares ETF's inclusion in the file does not mean an approval is confirmed, it is a step that is indicative of such an outcome. No previous spot Bitcoin ETF applications have been included in the DTCC list. The news propelled the Bitcoin price on a two-day rally to an 18-month high of $35,180, which is where the price is still currently trading. After settling at $47,000, there is an open road ahead for the price to climb back into the $60,000s and to challenge the all-time high at $68. Spot Bitcoin ETF and the $BTCF token can open the floodgates to new money. Not surprisingly then, of all the three major reasons behind the push to $40,000, market participants will be most focused on the prospects for a spot Bitcoin ETF and how it and other Bitcoin derivatives such as Bitcoin ETF token can play a part in opening up the floodgates to new money. Exchange-traded funds will provide both retail and institutional investors with safe and hassle-free ways of gaining exposure to Bitcoin. There will be no need to risk funds by investing in a latter-day FTX, for example, which could open up investor money to fraud and losses. Spot Bitcoin ETF issuers include the great and the good of the investment management world, from BlackRock to Fidelity and relative upstarts such as ARK Invest. Having highly regulated and well-supervised companies such as the aforementioned entering the crypto space may be a threat to some crypto-native incumbents such as centralized exchanges. But for retail investors, it means more security and choice, and for institutional clients it provides a regulated on-ramp. The opening today of the Bitcoin ETF token per sale provides investors with perhaps the smartest way to leverage the investment theme around the spot Bitcoin ETF. It could be the best thing that happens to your crypto investment portfolio. Buy Bitcoin ETF token here. Disclaimer: crypto is a high-risk asset class. This article is provided for informational purposes and does not constitute investment advice. You could lose all of your capital. Enter your email for our free daily newsletter, a quick 3-minute read about today's crypto news. Sign up IMG. SRC equals https://simg. co/p/ml300 jpeg alt equals image class equals img id equals newsletter pop-up img.